Thanks for joining us for another edition of Chronic Conversations broadcast. Today, as you can see with me, I have Coach K, Keven Kennimore. We'll be talking to him in just a minute. Let me give a shout out to my sponsors real quick, starting with Not Bad Creations. Now, they do all kinds of paracord stuff, so if you have any kind of paracord needs, look them up on Facebook. They can do anything from get backs to they've done monkey harnesses, whatever your heart desires, you like to get tied up. None of my business. But if you need the rope for it and you need some paracord, get in touch with them. They can make it for you. Also, make sure you check out Thompson's Personal Training, Sean Thompson. You can find him on Facebook. Pretty easy as well, either probably through mine or Kevin's or somebody else. Just look up Sean Thompson, Sean. I think that's all we got going on, man. Kevin, thanks for joining me again today. This is our third viewing, but many wild and great times, and many more to come. So I'm going to back up just a little bit before we get to the fights and what's going to be happening Friday. That's what the main thing is. I know, and we'll get to that shortly. But first, I wanted to ask you. You went through kind of like a change or an iteration from 4611 to KSouth. Right. So that's what we're referring to it now from this point forward as KSouth right. Boxing Promotions. Yes, is that correct? Yes. Okay, I just wanted to get that straight. And are they still connected? Do you still use 4611? Was there a reason you needed the?
Well, yeah, we gonna still use 4611. We gonna KSouth a newer boxing promotion.
Okay.
And we're gonna build this up,
right
to the top, just like 4611.
Yeah. If you've ever been to a 4611 fight, you need to be coming to these K-South fights. We have some near local folks that's going to be there. It's going to be really, really exciting. Well, backing up even a little bit more, one of the things we talk about here a lot, he'll be fine, but is mental health. Now, I know being in this business, any kind of entertainment business, fight business, sport business, it can wear on you, right? It's 24/7. I've seen you go without sleep for days. I've seen you run hard all day as far as out in the heat, out in the sun, physical work, mental work, everything. Really. So how do you keep yourself at a place mentally to where you can still focus and give your best to each thing? What kind of things do you do to keep your mental health up?
My wife, she's a big. That's really.
Shout out to Tracy. Love you, Tracy.
She's the biggest, but she keep a lot of stuff under control. You know what I mean? It wears on me though.
Yeah.
It wears on me.
I know. I've seen it, but you still keep pushing. That's what I want to know. What kind of mentality?
This is my career. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Right.
This is what
a lot of people counting on you as well.
And right, and just like they count on them.
Yeah.
Counting on them also.
Yes and no. But was that sugar free deal? Yeah. But I'm gonna have it. Yeah.
Right.
We're here to help each other, me and the fighters. The fighters and the trainers. Coach Bullet and them, and
shout out to Coach Bullet.
Beach Boxing Entertainment. And we just trying to build these fighters, man, to make them world champions if they're rich.
Well, speaking of the fighters, this Friday it's at the Dalton Convention Center. Doors open at 5:30. Are there still tickets or VIP tickets available?
Yes, it's still VIP tickets. It's VIP tickets available. I also have $50 floor seats available.
Oh wow! Okay.
But you can pay at the door also.
You can pay at the door also.
Yes, you can also pay at the door.
Okay, that's good.
It's a nice venue, very nice venue. Probably one of the biggest.
Yeah, it's very nice. I've been to several of them, and each of them have their own little uniqueness. But this one is going to be the ultimate venue so far. So the aesthetics for the event are going to be great as well, and the fighters are great. Let's talk a little bit about the fighters. We have a few. For example, Justin. What's his last name again?
Justin Bolton.
Justin Bolton is going to be his very first fight.
It's going to be his first professional fight. Justin Snowflake Bolton is to be his very first professional fight.
Right.
He had a nice amateur career.
Yeah.
But
as we've talked about before, and I've seen tape and I've watched him train, his style, and this goes for a lot of amateurs sometimes, they have a better fighting style for pro boxing than they do amateur, and that's one of the things we love about him. So it's going to be a really exciting fight and get to see him fight his kind of fight.
Yeah, KK is busy right now, so we'll call you back.
Okay.
So done.
Okay. Justin is the 2021 Tennessee State Gold champion.
Right.
And very slick, smooth fighter. You know, he's gonna put a show on.
Yeah.
Co-main event, gonna put a show on. You know.
Who else do we have? We have another surprise guest. I'm gonna pull over here in a minute. One of the fighters from there. I'm very excited to talk to. But before we get to him, who are some of the other fighters we have on the card that you might want to look out for?
We have Eric Holder.
Okay.
He's from Georgia. And
We got a Georgia boy.
yeah, we got the Georgia
Tennessee boy.
Yes, it's gonna be. Yeah, we have Eric Holder. He's from Georgia, and we also have Sebastian. He's from Georgia also. And we have. Let me see. I got it right here. The whole lineup for you right here. The whole lineup for you. It's gonna be a good show.
Yeah, it is. I've seen a few of the fighters on this.
Here we go right here.
Before.
Okay, we got Justin Bolton. He's gonna be fighting Devontae Stevenson from Carolina.
Okay.
Then we have Christian Daniels. He's from Slovakia.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, trained by Coach Bully. Great fighter. Nice. He's 2-0. He's gonna be fighting Jameer Hopper from Carolina also. That should be a good fight right there. Then we have Sebastian. He's from Georgia. He's gonna be fighting another Georgia native, so that's a rivalry. The Peoples, and that's gonna be a good fight. And then we got Eric Howard against Spearman. Yeah, Spearman's on the way in. That's gonna be a pretty good fight right there, by the way. And we got Sean Martin. He's a 6-0 guy from Atlanta.
Okay.
Nice fan base. He would be fighting Brown from Carolina also. And
so most of them are from the surrounding areas except for the Slovakian, of course. So you get to see international fighter, you get to see hometown guys.
Hometown guys.
You got to come out and support them.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to that one in a second when I talk about my main man over there. You know.
Yeah.
Soon to be world champion.
Man, it ain't long. I got to see him fight. Before we talk about who it is, it was an amazing experience. He seemed really poised and professional for his first fight.
Most definitely.
I know nerves can come into play, and we'll talk to you a little bit about that. But very poised and not in a rush or a hurry like I see a lot of guys, especially in the first pro fight with nerves and things. They try to rush things, burn themselves out. He seemed to be very paced, very steady. Knew what he wanted to do.
He had a good training camp. He was training good. And
I watch these guys. I watch their tapes training, man. These guys.
Ready to go to war.
I don't think you understand some of the training they go through. I know you may get up and jog in the morning, do your little push-ups and shit, but you don't understand the training that these guys go through. When they say blood, sweat, and tears, they ain't shitting. Like there is literally blood, sweat, and tears, and probably some shit too.
Yes.
It's miserable. You're probably not getting the calories you need because you're trying to drop weight.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're trying to build up endurance, speed,
that's why
time, and there's so many variables.
They try to stay away from a lot of people in training camp because they get arrogant, they frustrated, the weight might be hard to come out.
Look, who ain't cranky when they don't get to eat?
That's why, I think it's good for fighters to stay away from a lot of people, when they in camp.
Keep the focus on a lot of people pulling them different ways.
Yes, because you'll have too many problems.
Come see them at the after party. You want to see them?
Yes.
Because then they done had the fight, they done fed.
Yeah, they good, and just see them.
They ready to go. Yes, that's the real deal. That one you see before weigh-in, that ain't the real deal.
But they all right after the weigh-in.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember a few fights being canceled. I had 2 or 3 fights canceled in a row in MMA bouts, and after that I was done.
Right.
And each time, I don't know how they do in pro boxing. This was amateur MMA, so they would, I would come in there at like 155, and they'd be like, "This guy weighs 180. Is that okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I didn't train to fight somebody 180. I trained and I dropped this weight. Why he got to drop this weight?" So
sometimes it happens like that, but that's a lot of weight to give up.
That is a lot of weight to give up. Yeah, it was.
Me being who I am, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think my fighters can be good. These guys can be anybody.
Yeah.
And,
I believe, you know, from Avis to they have a look, and shout out to Blake Lawson as well. So the same look in his eyes. They have that killer look, you know. I've seen a ton of people in boxing, fighting, MMA, bare knuckles, everything, and you can always tell by looking in their eyes.
Right.
And these guys you got are fucking killers.
Big killers.
And the thing is they just now learn how to kill. They baby killers.
Right.
They little green in the field. But man, look out! See, you need to come see them now because these guys
to come out Friday night.
They gonna be on pay-per-view, and you ain't gonna be able to afford tickets. At some
That's
point.
right. It's gonna be a pay-per-view. You might not be able to afford them tickets. You can say, "Hey, I saw that kid when he was coming."
Yes, I saw that kid. Like that's one of the things that excites me. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and introduce our man over here and have him come over a minute. Tell us about who we got right over here. Of course, give me an introduction. Tell us a little bit about it before we bring him over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have my main man, Cleo Mitchell, main event, 1-0 main event from South Pittsburgh.
Don't let that 1-0 fool you. I'm telling you.
Don't let it fool you. 1-0, one knockout.
Yeah.
And he will be fighting Kendall Porter from Connecticut. And to be on for real with you, Cleo has had one fight, and Kendall had 16 fights. That's how much I believe in him.
Oh man, I believe in him too.
A guy with one fight fighting a guy with 16 fights.
Like
you know,
I said,
he got to have
a lot of fighters, and that heart, he got it.
Yeah, last guy he fought had level fight.
Yeah,
you know.
And he handled him like that dude never had a fight before.
He might as well not have one till he got in there with him.
And also known as a part of Cleo MCM. We'll talk about that when he gets over here. You want to come join me in the chair?
Join my man right here. The big show.
Yes, sir. Man, it's good having you on the show. Thank you so much for being here because I know I've been there. You know, I've been there. I know you're hungry. I know you're tired. I know the only thing you want to do right now is murder somebody.
Yeah, no.
and I know you're going to. So let's start back with you went to South Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Or lived in South Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I was born and raised, went to South Pittsburgh High School, played football from 5 years old all the way to 22. You know what I mean? I played running back for South Pittsburgh. I was All-State in 2013 as running back. Went to East Tennessee State straight out of school on scholarship offer. And things didn't end up going my way up there.
Right.
And I ended up going to Henderson State out in Arkansas and finishing up school.
How is it to go from being in a team atmosphere to where the structure, and a lot of people don't know because they just see boxing, but boxing is a team sport. It takes a team.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's just you in that ring. What's the difference? What's it like for you mentally having several people with you versus it's just you and him and the failure and the winning is all on your shoulders? It's a different kind of.
Yeah, I like it way better. I mean, just because I don't got to worry about the quarterback throwing.
Right.
I don't got to worry about the defensive lineman not having his gap. All that's on me.
Literally, just what you can control. You don't have to worry about any of those other variables that you can't control.
Yeah, and then the thing about football is, I mean, everything was always punctual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In boxing, you know, you might train at 6 p.m. today, then it might be 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Football
practice.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Football practice is gonna be the same every day.
Every day.
You know, just getting used to being out of that uniform style is, you know, it's cool too. It takes some getting used to, especially being, you know, in that all your life. But
what kind of weight? We talked a little bit before. Tell everybody what weight you were at when you played football and what weight you'll be fighting at.
The biggest I was playing ball, I was 230, and now I'm fighting at 165 right now. And that was a process in itself, just getting from walking around at 220 to walking around at 200, then 190, then 180. Now I'm trying to get to the process of me walking around 175, 172.
Right, so you don't have as much to lose. Do you feel like you're going to be pretty comfortable at this weight until maybe you're older? Do you feel like dropping any more? Do you feel like you might go up? I feel
like I could hit 154. I feel like if I, proper discipline and regimen, I'm gonna definitely
proper
hit
money.
154. Yeah, proper
money, right?
Yeah. But I can definitely hit 154. The thing about it is, I'm not 160 in my brain.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like I'm still 220 in my head. You know, I benched 225 21 times my senior year. So you know, I still feel that type of strength.
I was fixing to say, do you still have you retained at that weight your strength and speed, or have you lost some of the strength and and picked up some speed?
I picked up crazy speed, but I mean I lost a little strength. You know, that's 40, 50 pounds down. You know, but other than that, I'm still cracking.
But it's different. I mean, it's the strength you use in football is different in boxing, right? It's different. You know, you pick somebody up where you're throwing a punch. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, I believe that boxing strength is way more brutal than football.
Yeah. More stabilization muscles used, and everything is used.
It's literally every. I mean, football, you know, you're using your body, you throwing yourself into somebody, but you only got to do that twice in a play.
Right.
You know, shed the block or make the tackle.
Yeah.
And that's 4 or 5 seconds. You see what I'm saying? I'm in there for 3 minutes, moving my body, moving my head, and throwing punches at somebody and get stuff thrown at me.
And for somebody, there's always somebody that's like 3 minutes. That's nothing. Well, that's probably somebody who's never been in a fight. If you've ever been in a fight for 30 seconds, the way the adrenaline goes, if you ain't, you know, handling your breath work, then you're going to be done. And it don't matter how badass you are, how good a boxer you are, because, you know, they say, you know, bad conditioning makes cowards of us all, right?
Yeah.
What extra steps do you take to make sure that you don't find that pitfall? Because, you know, that to me as a fighter would be the worst fear. More than getting beat up or anything else, it's
getting
just
tired, not being
getting
able
tired. And that's people say, well, you mean from not training enough, but I don't mean that because there's such a fine line between training, overtraining, recovery, because you have to be back on point, back at a certain point. So how do you make sure all that happens?
I mean, I don't really want to like give away my resume.
No, don't.
I would
just
say,
what you can tell.
Like a small thing, I breathe deep every day, every morning. I breathe deep.
I'm gonna talk to you more about that after that. Yeah, I'm gonna let coach.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'll talk to you about some breathing.
Because I'm almost there. Like meditation, I'm big on meditation. You know,
Yep.
Like here lately, my mind has been running crazy. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that can keep it in check is my breath.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
So I've been learning that too. You know, if you're thinking that you're tired, but that's all you're gonna be is tired. You know what I'm saying? If I'm hitting the midst with Bonilla and I'm 4th round in the midst, I'm like, I'm dying. Right. Oh my God. That is all that will happen. If I'm like, let's go 2 more rounds.
It's more of an emotional thing. You gotta get through the emotion of it, of trying to push past that, right? People don't realize how much mental boxing is, but boxing is mostly mental, right? Because that's what pushes the physical part.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's you know, people say it's 90-10. I think it's 100% mental because again, everything falls on the mental. If you ain't got your mental straight, nothing else is straight.
That's true.
And the breath is one of the things that keeps your mind straight. If you can stay calm and composed in those situations, then you can definitely stay calm and composed in any situation.
I ain't gonna lie, you got my attention with that breath coach. I'm gonna have to
I can. We'll talk to you about several things. I don't want to put it out there for, like you said, I want everybody to know about it. It'll be mine and your little thing, but definitely we'll talk afterwards. Well, what are you looking forward to most as a professional boxer? Is there a certain level you want to reach to? What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals?
Short-term, I want to get to 5 fights. You know, I want to, you know, improve this record. I want to show and do it in a
right way,
impressive fashion.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you're on a good start, sir.
I want to beat the shit out of this man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
I want people to be like, oh yeah, I'm coming back to watch him. You know what I'm saying? Like, love me or hate me, I want to make you pay for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my short-term goal is 5 and 0.
I feel bad for people that hate you because they're gonna be waiting a while for you to lose.
Exactly.
But keep paying to come back. You might. You never know.
But my long-term goal, I want to be a world champion. It's no doubt in my mind. I want to be undisputed. Like, I want to have that.
Well, you're going to be.
Yeah,
you're going to be.
You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. Like, but them the goals. The goal is, you know, first
what's in front of me right now, and then
make it every fight. Make it. And then once you can start to see a bigger picture, you know, the goals will be bigger.
Right, when the pieces or the puzzles start falling.
Because the goal is already the pinnacle. That's undisputed.
How do you keep just your next opponent? How do you, because I know especially when you're first starting out, you know, you're excited, and like I said, you want to get to 5 fights. You want to get to those next levels, those more rounds and stuff. So how do you keep mentally focused on just this guy in front of you and not looking past him?
It's really just setting those type of goals, like weekly goals. Like if I wasn't saying let me get to this weight this Friday, this weight next Friday, that weight next Friday, I would be going crazy because I'm doing the same thing every day with no goal. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like,
And you have no benchmark to say, okay, I've reached this, I'm doing well.
right. And KK give me some money or something that I made weight or something. You know, no incentive, but the incentive is getting in there and being able to showcase my talents. Because I mean, football, I knew I was gonna do that every Friday, every Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then this is so
Unpredictable.
yeah, and it's rare.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So just being able to get in there and compete again, you know what I'm saying? That feels amazing. Any athlete, ex-athlete can tell you how much they would love to compete.
Yes, still be
You know
able
what I'm
to do
saying?
something.
And then having being able to do that in a different sport.
Yeah,
More brutal. You know what I'm saying? No helmets, no shoulder pads.
No.
You get what I mean? So I like it. I really do. Like boxing is.
So it resonates with you and stuff.
Somebody asked me the other night, you know what I'm saying, like why? You know what I mean? I'm like, shit, I mean, I felt like I didn't have to change who I was in order to box.
Right.
Like boxing fit the type of person I am.
You didn't have to put yourself into a box. You got to be who you wanted to.
Football, somebody might say some slick shit to me, you know what I'm saying? I can't just punch him in the face.
Right.
But boxing, you say some slick shit in the gym, you got 3 minutes in there.
Yeah.
You got 3 minutes. You can get out after that, but you got 3 minutes.
That's what Coach came to me. I was talking to boxing coach. I was like, I might try football team. Play football. He said, wow. I said, I just want to play football. You know, be on football team. I'm in high school. He goes, what are you going to do if you get mad at somebody? What are you going to do? I said, probably punch him. He goes, you can't do that. You're going to get in trouble. I said, okay. He goes, you know where you can punch somebody and not get in trouble, right? I said, where? He goes, a boxing ring. He's like, you don't want to leave boxing. Like, that's the only sport you can get in there and punch somebody in the face and you don't get arrested at the end of the night.
Every team I've been on, I done fought somebody.
Yeah.
Every football. I mean, it's just me.
Yeah.
Like you're not.
It's got to be nice with the gloves and no helmets to have to punch on somebody, right?
Right. Exactly. You know, so I just felt like boxing was for me. Like it just called me.
Well, real quick, boxing is not your only pursuit. You're also a rapper and you're in a conglomeration. What does it stand for? Money. Show them what's up.
Money
Camp Monopoly.
You know what I'm saying?
And don't you have a show coming up actually?
Yeah, I do. I got a show coming up August 27th in Bridgeport, Alabama.
Okay, so come sing fight and then come sing rap. He gonna have food in him that night, so that'd be good to come see. You know, he does have that, but support him in all endeavors because I've seen him live rapping and boxing, and I was thoroughly entertained and had an amazing time. So I appreciate you following your dreams because not everybody does.
Yes.
Some people are as afraid of success as they are of failure, or even more so. So if there's any advice I could have to you, don't be afraid of that success. You are who you are, and just continue to be who you are because you as a human being are great without the boxing, without the rapping, without any of that stuff. You're a great human being, period. And all that other stuff comes after that, okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, man, thank you so much for being on the show with me. Like I said, I know you're training. I know you're tired. A lot of things going on, so I appreciate it. What I tell all my guests on this show is time is the one gift that you can't give back. So it's to me, for somebody to give that to me, it's the most precious gift you can give. Blessings to you, and you have a beautiful family. Come out, support this man, help him make his dreams come true, and be a part of the ride. See, that's the cool thing is being a fan. You get to be a part of this with him. You get to kind of cling on and hold on to the shoestring while he pulls you along in this great adventure of fights and entertainment. So again, come support Kevin. Come support Money Camp Monopoly. He's not the only one. You want to shout out to anybody else real quick?
Shout out Frenchie MCM. Shout out Pablo MCM. Man, I love y'all.
Person Frenchie.
And to the people, if I can do this, you can do it too, man. I just told myself I could. Sometimes you gotta trick yourself into believing a lie, and then it'll come true. You know, just
famous man once said, "Whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you're right."
Right. Exactly.
It truly is. In our minds are so. I've seen it. I've done some things that I never thought I could do. So I know the mind will take you places that you couldn't believe. So yeah, follow those dreams. And no matter how old you are, follow those dreams. I'm following mine of being a podcaster right now. Things are going pretty good. I mean, look what I have sitting next to me right now. Everything's great. So I'm going to wrap the show up. I appreciate everybody for watching. Don't forget to be there this Friday to see this man whoop some ass. I'm telling you, it's spectacular. He's charismatic. He's energetic in the ring. He's not just out there to like some of these guys are to either collect a paycheck or just to be like, hey, look me, I'm a pro boxer. This dude wants to kill somebody. So if you want to go see somebody get killed, be there at 5:30.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I know
Yes, sir.
it's cool, man. Thanks everybody for following and follow another episode, and we'll have more out soon. Peace and love everybody.